कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Okay, first bit of this program, Cyrus says, I'm in Madrid and I'm going to take the first half an hour and then I'll let Abbas and Silverie take over with that crap that they do. But first half an hour is with me because I've got a surprise guest. Can't believe it. Come to Spain and I've met the man himself. What is it? 21 Grand Slams? 22? The unbelievable Rafael Nadal is here with us. He's going to talk to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, presenting on Cyrus says, Rafael and me. One second. Just let me talk to the producer. It's in Spanish, so you won't understand.
Not coming.
Apparently, okay. So, folks, beyond my control, Rafael Nadal is caught in some VIP jam and he's not able to make it, stuck in traffic. Sorry about this. We'll try and get him tomorrow, but as of now, he won't make it for now. So we just have to go to, let me check the names. Abbas and Silverie, two guys in the podcast left behind. So if you want to do something else, I totally accept it and understand. Cyrus says.
There's so much defeat.
Oh, wow. It was like a time machine because Cyrus said the same things yesterday.
And so I'm Nadal, you're Djokovic then?
Yeah.
I guess let's just go with it.
But today we are on time. Actually, I'm in studio and on time and Antariksh was like, fuck it. You can't be late if you don't leave the house. You're that meme.
Correct. It worked. I woke up today with 103 fever, man. Like, I don't know what is happening with me. This is crazy. So right now, I'm sweating a lot because I'm just, my fever is going down right now.
Let's cut to the chase. How many other people did you give COVID?
So, yesterday I went to a show, went to a comedy show after.
Yeah. So Antariksh's best friend has COVID in the
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the scene is angry at them because...
I went to a comedy show after work yesterday. So I imagine I gave, if I have COVID, I gave COVID to half the people there.
Bombay comedy scene.
Like, it's such a packed room. Like the green rooms are such like codependent. Like,
which venue was this?
I'm guessing
J-Spot.
J-Spot. Habitat also is like that,
J-Spot
right?
has a green room?
Yeah, now it has.
Oh, fuck.
No, they're on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd know Abbas if you did some time.
I know, that's true.
But no, the Habitat green room is also such like Balraj will come and bring like one plate of chicken saute or something, and everybody responses on that only. And then some of them are like eating off each other's mouths like birds and all. Comedians are very incestuous, and then no wonder you all get COVID and the same infections at the same time.
Yeah. So I have basically spared you guys from getting the same disease via Mato. You're welcome, guys.
Our fourth guest is John Cena, by the way, as you can see. Can't see.
I'm touching him right now.
Yeah. Sriraam could actually have joined from his phone also till the time he travels.
No, let's not give him those ideas. He'll join from some random gully he's taking a stroll in.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my friends is having like a bender. Like until now, when I left, she's still posting stories. And her birthday was 2 days ago. So
also a comic.
Yeah. And most of the comics were like Sriraam was there. We were all there. Just. And I realized now I can't do the benders I used to. Like my early 20s, crazy times, dude. Like we prided ourselves on like not sleeping all night and waking up in the morning and heading to work.
Yeah.
Like so many times, my friend Aubrey, for example, like we drink all night and then like he would pass out like 7 a.m. with a drink in his hand, wake up at 10 a.m., finish that same drink and like let's go like coffee it is what. And it was great. Times were great when we were younger, and now I just cannot.
Yeah.
Beyond 1:30, I'm like everything starts hurting, dude. Like last Friday, I went to a gay party, like one of the only gay parties that happened in Bombay. Happy Pride Month was, I guess. And it was also surprising because an LBT party, Gazy organizes them. So like most gay men don't get to enter. And I know them personally, so I get to go inside. But it was great because the energy is all women. It's mostly women, bi women, lesbian women, trans women, and it's fairly a safer space than most gay parties. Right. I went to a Delhi party also last month, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. But like after like some 5 drinks, I was just like, okay, let's go home. Somebody take me home.
I'm done.
I'm done. Get me a stretcher.
5 drinks is also a lot.
5 is
that's also impressive only.
A good number.
And all 5 were different. Would you believe it? They had like unicorn,
mixing
rainbow.
also.
Because they had like themed gay drinks, They had the unicorn, they had like somewhere over the rainbow or some shit.
Oh, nice.
Jody Garland's pussy, whatever. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Where do these parties have? Is this at Kitty-Su? I've heard Kitty-Su.
So Kitty-Su is
the
the biggest gay club. Like it's a chain of clubs around. It's a club per se, but then they have drag and they have performers who are from the queer community. Fatty Bao was where this was at. Fatty Bao. Manu Chandra's venue.
Oh, right.
So some venues are pretty inclusive. My only worry is for the waiters, because like the management is all like, yeah, rainbow, we are proud, and then the serving people are the ones who have
Cultural
to
shock,
take a look at all the men making out. Right? So I'm always amused, because as a comic, I'm just like, how will they react to this? Because like I've grown up gay, so I know the gay energy is too much sometimes for people to handle. It's hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, moving on from my afflictions. Gay agenda. But it's almost over, so I can shut up now. The month. Antariksh, what happened to you?
Yep.
What benders have you had?
Oh man, the last time I don't remember drinking much. I'm not much of a drinker anymore, man. I think those days are just gone. At the most 1 or 2 beers or like 1 cocktail is the max I can do at any party. For the most part. Yeah.
That's the difference, right? Like waking up groggy is not something that's exciting anymore. Like if I do something else, the other kind of inebriants that people can do, you wake up happy in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have a hangover, or that hangover is nothing but dehydration. Like so for so many years, nobody told me that. I was like, alcohol has a specific effect on you. I'm sorry, Abbas, you can't relate to this.
I know. It's okay.
but you're not missing out on much, honestly, because it's just like if you imagine like the worst tonsils or like fever you had where your body is sucked out of water, that's exactly what hangover is. Where you just have to keep rehydrating yourself like a flower. It's just crazy.
But I've heard one of the cures for hangover is bread dipped in water.
Yeah, bread before drinking also is good, because carbs absorb the alcohol from your blood. So that's why before and after you can both like have bread a lot.
Like I've heard the way to manage your hangover, like to not get a hangover, is after every drink you have 1 glass of water also. So like 1 drink and then 1 glass of water, and then another drink and then another glass of water.
Wow, aren't you the life of the party?
Yeah.
I mean, Shreyas Manohar has asked, should I join from my train berth if Sriram isn't coming?
I like the fucking dedication. He's still listening to it in his train.
Yeah. But it'll be hilarious if we can see his train berth right now, man.
And if he gets network in the train berth.
Yeah, send him a link. Let's see if he can.
That will be revolutionary for the
only if the producer approves. No, Sparsh says no. Only the best quality audio on Cyrus says.
I wish the camera wasn't the producer right now. He looks like an Eskimo, just like out of retirement, just given up on life. Let's do topics, guys, before people accuse us of being Cyrus.
Before Cyrus comes, yes. All right. So the first one is that Anu Kapoor is visiting France right now.
And give me a heads up. Before you say Anu Kapoor, you should give a disclaimer. So many memories come, man. Like because he's a colorful character. I love him. But it's like his name awesome. Just triggers a happy reaction, which I want to like laugh at.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Anu Kapoor's name is actually Anil Kapoor.
Are you serious?
But when he,
of course, there was already an Anil Kapoor.
There was already Anil Kapoor, so he had to change his name. In his explanation, he was like, "Kurbani hamesha chota artist deta hai." So that's why I had to change my name to Anu Kapoor.
You're literally chota artist. He's smaller. He's got no charisma as compared to Anil Kapoor. Like all of that,
Yeah. Did you know Sanjay Khan's name is actually Abbas?
What?
Who's Sanjay Khan?
Sanjay Khan, Feroz Khan's
brother, correct.
Sanjay Khan's name.
Zaid Khan's father.
Yeah, Fardeen Khan's father. Feroz Khan.
Fardeen Khan is Feroz Khan's son. What the fuck? You can't.
Sanjay Khan is Zain Khan's father.
Zaid Khan from
father.
Mehuna.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, and his cousin sister married Hrithik Roshan.
Hrithik Roshan, correct. And divorced also.
Yeah.
I like how Abbas is aware of all other people called Abbas in the world.
Yeah, because I grew up thinking it's a very rare name, and then Sanjay Khan was like, when I joined the film industry, there were too many Abbases. Yeah. And also India pretends to be a secular nation, so I had to.
My favorite Abbas is the Tire.
How many other Abbases? I know only Abbas Mastan.
Abbas Tire.
So there was a writer called K.A. Abbas, and then there were quite a few writers who were named Abbas.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. Have you ever done any acting work, Abbas?
I have done an acting role in an upcoming film called Boomer. Arbalki's.
Oh wow! So then Abbas Momin is also in the industry, right?
Yeah, I played a bartender where I serve Abhishek Bachchan drinks.
Oh yeah, you told us this.
It's coming out in the movie.
It's coming out.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Fuck. Did you have to sit on this information for a while or like?
No, it's okay. They've paid me. So.
Look at this piece of shit. What did you say?
What did you say?
He's like, are you cutting your role out because you're a bartender?
That's what I was also concerned about. But one of the costume person told me they won't because this is Abhishek Bachchan's entry scene. So unless they reshoot it, which I don't think they will.
Yeah, because Trupti Kamkar, one of her friends, she was in Cobalt Blue. I'm like, oh shit. I watched Cobalt Blue
Yeah.
twice because I got to write a promotional script for Netflix when the movie was coming out. When it didn't come out, like the movie and like the characters in the movie. So I saw the pre-release cut, like where they have, like, where you don't even have on the phone, you don't even have what they're looking at.
Right,
it's a green screen. You know, on TV there's a green screen, and
the
then
pre-VFX cut.
Yeah. So I was like, watching that, and then cut to 2 months later when the movie was finally let go, and then what a disappointment.
Yeah,
right?
I was about to ask you,
yeah.
did you like the film?
Personally, yes. Knowing Kundalkar also, his writing and his film style, and
because
yes,
I really like the book.
Yeah.
I really like Ayya that he made.
Ayya is also good.
Yeah.
Shwas, no, not the Shwas. One won for national award, like the one with the girl taking, like Ayya is based off of another Marathi movie, where his girl smells everything and can tell people its personalities and shit like that. But what?
No, Antariksh said okay.
Okay, shit. Fuck. Sound like somebody attacked me from behind. That's not common. But no, so but the only problem that happened is it got compared to Call Me by Your Name so much.
Right.
And it's a tragedy because the book came out way before the other movie had come out, right?
Yeah.
But then there's like the orange scene, and then there's the peach scene, a guest has come to stay over at your house. It's just a coincidence, it's kind of like a young boy, all of that.
But you saw the pre-VFX cut and then you actually did see the version that came out on Netflix?
Yeah.
And it was quite different?
No, it's the same except like there's no turtle. We don't get to see the turtle anyways, right? There's like a whatever. The water pond is makeshifty. So you get to see all the bare bones of the set. But it's good.
I also thought it visually looked very good and it had promise, but didn't live up
to it. And then Trupti was supposed to be in the movie and she was not there. They cut her out. Paisa mil gaya, it's okay.
It's okay.
Acting ka wo acha baat hai.
Anyway, back to you, Antariksh. Anu Kapoor.
Yes,
Hamisha was very concerned in the comments. Anu Kapoor ka kya hua?
He just went to France. That's it.
That's it. For the first time.
Anu Kapoor, no. He went to France, and so basically he's in France right now. And he posted a video about how he got robbed.
Right now he's Anu Kapoor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so he got robbed in France, and he posted a video about it. And so like they took so he had a Prada bag that he felt he had to mention. So basically, so he said Prada का bag चोरी करके ले गए. उसमें बहुत सारा franc cash and euros थे. And he said his iPad, his diary, his credit cards also got robbed. Luckily, his passport didn't get robbed. I think it was in his pocket or something, in his own pocket. But this is a very common thing. Have you heard this, like in Europe, say in countries like Italy and France and all?
India only. You don't need to go to France.
You get robbed in India, so yes. But
surprisingly, like people don't understand that like India is not that horrible a country when it comes to mugging and thieving and all. While Western countries, so many people across different continents have just told me stories. Even Australia, when I was there, I was just
kids.
like, young boys.
Kids will come. So this has happened to me where. So we were at some chocolate shop, okay, in France only, and
humble brag.
Right next to me there was a kid. Right next to me there was an uncle, and like an Indian dude was next to me, and
fuck, someone is here to mug us. Oh shit, we'll give you all our money.
There's a robber in the house.
Oh my god, Sriraam is here. So basically, the kids put their feet on the uncle's feet, so the uncle could not move. And one more kid from behind took out his wallet from his pocket right there. And this uncle had tried to move. His feet were like on the ground. Okay, so he tried to move, he couldn't move. And then the kids just ran away. And they're like little kids, dude. They go a mile a minute. So
I watched Hostel and I never want to go to Europe anymore. Like that movie was enough. Have you seen Hostel?
Yeah,
same thing happened. The kids only they take your stuff and then they play football with your head. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Sriraam.
Hi.
We heard you partied hard last night.
Last night.
I mean, I had 3 Enos, man. It was rough.
Or was it Uno?
Yeah, and like day before yesterday, I'm like, come to yacht tomorrow.
That's what he said.
I'm like, are you purposely going to have a bender knowing that you're going to destroy your body and soul at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell me you're one of those idiots who takes care of themselves.
Cribbed about how in our 30s.
If you were here on time, you'd be a part of that conversation.
Hey man, it's IVM tradition to not be on time. All right.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Sriraam, your hair is different today than it was yesterday.
It's a new wig, no?
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Okay, nice.
Glad we resolved that, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So have any of you ever been mugged or like had something stolen, like a wallet or phone?
Not yet.
I had my phone.
I heard a lot of stories when I was in Bangalore, and I was like someone in the next gully where I used to stay or got mugged on knife point. But I believe since then,
What?
Bangalore has also improved a little bit. On
Maybe
that
it was
front.
you, Abbas.
No, yeah.
I've told my story of my wallet being robbed in
Oh,
the
we're
train.
talking about the Pakistani lady, the Islamabad lady who.
No, we're talking about Anu Kapoor.
What the fuck, dude? Just like it's some dumb shit out for topics. Dude. Just like, come on, are we talking about that topic that I did not read properly?
But now what happened to this Pakistani lady?
There was a lady in Islamabad who had her laptop and Kindle
bag.
Oh,
stolen.
Islamabad is expected.
Yeah.
France not so
France
much,
not
which
so
is
much.
where Anu Kapoor
Wow.
went.
Where
Anu
Macron
Kapoor
is-
went to France and got stuff stolen.
Wow.
Got his
Abbas racist
Prada
much?
bag stolen. Arey, what's racist? India, Pakistan, same only.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Ice climber bad.
I once.
Oddly, that's
I
what
once
BJP also said. Somebody's falling back in line, guys. Yeah,
So I once had my phone stolen. It basically stolen out of my pocket. So I was like
In
running
France?
behind a bus. No, in India.
Oh,
in Bombay.
damn, you're in
This
India.
happened.
Shit.
You're
This
running
is-
behind a
He's
bus.
running behind a bus with his car.
I was running in a bus with like
Antik, just stop.
4, 5,
Antik,
6
just
other people.
ask your parents to stop driving it, no, for a bit.
Honk honk.
Yeah. So while running, I could feel someone slip their hand in my pocket and take my phone out. It was one of those loose
How
pockets.
fast was
And take my phone out, and immediately,
Dude, you were
the thing
running
is,
and you were
these
running
guys are- these
parallelly
guys are
to
really
you.
good.
And they had to slip
No,
their hands in
I
at the same
was running in like a jhund. I was running in a jhund of like 8 to 10 people. Okay, so one of them did this, and then like literally he did it while I was getting onto the bus.
This is
Okay?
the opening of Circle of
And,
Life, but
once
for
I got
Bombay.
on, I was like, I like started shouting, making a scene and all, and checked like 2 of the people's pockets and all, and then they almost fought with me also. Okay, like, "Arey, humne nahi kiya. How can you say this and all?"
हाँ, चेहरे पे चोट
And
लिखा है क्या?
I just never got back. Never got
Okay.
back. And had to go to the police station right there to file an FIR, but I never got back.
That must be an awkward moment where everyone's a suspect. You know, like, tumhara pocket dikhao,
Yeah.
tumhara pocket dikhao. you know,
Exactly,
like-
dude. Like 8 to 10 people, like I can't. And it's also possible that the person never actually climbed the bus. Finally, he just got the
Yeah.
phone out of my pocket and then
Yeah.
stayed out.
Because with the
So,
phone, he can
anyway.
finally call for an Uber, right? So,
And even like,
Yes,
Find My
yeah.
iPhone is not the smartest
Back in
thing.
the
day.
People
Yeah.
act like it's the best. But this one guy on Twitter
No.
was posting about how his friend's thing got stolen in Bangalore, like his latest iPhone. Find My iPhone was on.
Yeah.
And there's an entire Twitter thread, okay? And I went investing my time, on Twitter, like, oh, this guy
Yeah.
through Find My
What
iPhone must have
happened?
found it. So now for the past few weeks, he's just been posting about how they see the location of the phone, they reach there, the guy's gone. It's just that. It's a bunch
Oh, wow.
of this map location where it's like, he was here and then he was not here because we reached half an hour late. So just running around with the cops, these idiots trying to catch the phone. And I'm like, there's no end to the story because the thief is smarter than you. He's outsmarting you every day. And he's a thief for a reason.
he's finding iPhones every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You just, what's your... Oh, I got my phone stolen as well once, but the story was...
Oh, yeah?
I got into a train. I think it was Lower Parel. I had to get off at Parla. And it was those crowded, like Virar, but slow train, right? So I got in and massive crowd, somehow got in. And then there was like people around me and one of them, and I was struggling to like from, you have to get off on the side where the train stops, right? So on that
Yeah.
platform side. So
Yeah.
so I'm trying to wiggle my way through from like where I got in to go, where I have to get out.
Yeah.
And then people around, and I can barely manage. And people around like, "Kahan jana hai aapko?" And like, Parla. And then like, "Arey yaar, ye to nahi ho paega. Aapne bahut badi galti kar di." Forwarding, guys.
Yeah, that is to like the same every time. Like,
Yeah.
in a Virar fast, you want to get down and Andheri, oh, fuck
Like,
you.
fuck off,
But then Naveen, the good thing is this time was a thief who told me that. So I got down and suddenly I checked my pants and it's like, where the fuck is my phone? And then it dawned on me that it's been stolen. And I had appreciation for the thief.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind
Yeah.
you stealing stuff. But at least give me a hi,
Info,
hello.
Yeah, small talk is
small
good.
talk my way.
Yeah.
क्या काम करते हो? मैं अभी काम नहीं कर रहा sir, तो phone मत चोरी करना. I told him that, but
Yeah.
eventually I got it was the Motorola feature phone. But ever since then, have you guys done corrective measures? Like always keep your wallet in your front pocket.
No, keep
I'm-
it in the
I'm
bag
like-
and then put the
as-
bag on your.
Yeah,
That,
so,
of course, is the case.
A lot of
bag
my
on
friends have
front.
gone to this throughout college. They would just do this, like become Ninja Turtles, but ulta,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
bags are
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I have,
my only technique is to put headphones on wherever you're going inside the train. Because if your music disconnects, the first hint is that something's wrong. Because they won't take the headphone from your ears and yank you with it, right? They'll take the phone. So that was.
But they will.
But
They've done
not
this
if you
also.
have Bluetooth
That also
earphones.
That's the mistake. Technology will ruin your lives, people.
That's
Don't
the
use
thing.
Bluetooth, okay?
But Navin, I like that. Get Bluetooth headphones, but with a very small range, like
Yeah.
like 2 feet.
Like
That's it.
Anirban had this joke now,
So-
where his phone got stolen and the thief is now changing the songs.
Oh wow.
Phone in.
Nice.
So I just saw a video of like on Instagram or something of this dude standing at the door of the train wearing earphones and or listening to music or whatever. Okay.
Oh, I've seen
And
that one where they do
They're
this.
crossing the bridge.
Yeah.
It's crossing a bridge. Okay. And on the bridge, on the sides of the bridge, there is some dude standing who literally snatches the earphones from his hand and gets the phone and all also. And the train just keeps on moving.
These
So
guys who
this guy's no way
dangle
of
by the door are the idiots,
getting
and they
us to
deserve this. Like, they are the reason most of the problems happen in the trains, by the way. They act like gatekeepers, literally. If, for example, like, they have, like, so there's, I don't know if you know the train hierarchy, like, inside are the people who just want to go and sleep and get off their last stop. So it'll be a Virar person from Churchgate, okay? In the middle are these assholes who are like, mera gang, mera dabba ye, middle wala gate mera hai, yahan pe koi nahi aayega. And they'll literally hit people who want to get on and shit like that, okay? So if for those people something bad happens, they deserve it, Literally, like one of these guys once was showing off, like, they all like, oh, look how far I can go, And I used to go to Andheri, like, I used to come to ivm only, I remember. So I changed train from Andheri, so I would catch an Andheri slow, okay? And this one same, like, gang people, they've not let people get out in Borivali. They're so proud because it's empty inside, okay? It's empty inside where I'm standing, and they're just being assholes to people randomly. They serve maro in loco, Borivali maro. And then this one guy was doing this. He was dangling by the last handlebar, right? And suddenly something on the side hit him, like a patra hit him fully, okay? And his hand slipped, and none of his friends noticed because they're too busy. And my hand, like, instinctively, I just hold on to him, and I'm just pulling him, and everybody gets him inside. And there's like an entire triangle mark shape on his hand because of the patra that hit him.
That's the official gang initiation.
Yeah, now they're like तू मौत से जुड़ के वापस आया है.
That's his Gulam train run.
Yeah, that's his
that's
Gulam
his-
train run. Yeah.
It's very hierarchical in the trains, and
But did they let you get in after that because you saved the
He
day?
was already
yeah,
inside.
I was already inside.
You were part of the gang.
saved
you,
the guy's life.
Naveen, gang leader, you.
Listen, people from Binder own the train lines. Okay, I don't know if you'll know this. It's crazy. Like, even like when I was to do night shift, I would go back in the morning from Dadar to 7 a.m. I would reach Binder, right? And then first time when I went in the morning, the people were like, "Don't go near the entrance when the train stops at Binder. Come piche." And I'm like, "Why? Just stop. I have to get on at the stop." They're like, "Nope." And I realized why. Because when the train arrives at Binder for the local, people start pouncing in like Super Mario, right? They're just like jumping in and if you're in the way, then you're dead. And this happens sometimes where like some poor person from like villages come in and they're like, okay, Dadar se udhar ke Binder, they took a train now, luggage and everything, and now they have caused the cascade effect because people are trying to avoid running onto them. So one person misses the pole, now everybody in the line just falls like a domino effect. I've seen all of this in real time, dude. I don't know how I'm alive. I don't know how I'm alive. Sometimes it's like that lifestyle was crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Antariksh can't relate. It's like local trains.
He ran behind the bus though. So
That's true.
Really, dude.
but I can relate to that.
My
Naveen.
solution to not getting mugged ever again is never using public transport again. I just use my own car.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's what they say, right? A car is basically a bus for one person. So
yeah.
Or 5. I don't know. Okay. So next up is basically CGI designs, like a CGI video of something called a Sky Hotel. Okay, has recently gone viral. Basically, what this is like, it's like a cruise ship up in the air that could stay airborne for months on end because it'll be nuclear powered. Okay, so like complete green energy. It'll be nuclear powered. It'll have like facilities like the huge cruises have. Like I imagine like you'll have clubs and multiple restaurants and swimming decks and all that. And so would you guys be interested in something like this? Would you?
Are you selling memberships? Like, you sound like you're pimping them.
Yeah.
कि देखो हमारा नया प्रॉपर्टी आ रहा है, यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियर पावर होने वाला है, तुम लोगों को चाहिए क्या मेंबरशिप?
I would sign up for something like this rather than the Mars missions. Like sign up now so that we go to another planet.
Dude, in our lifetime, we can't afford space.
I'd rather chill in the sky with other rich people.
Yeah.
another,
I'm assuming if you
how
can
many are you
afford
doing on a weekly basis? A bus for that?
other rich people.
That's
I
for
said.
rich people.
I want to take some girl called Lucy and some diamonds with me.
Is this a blueprint
That
for
would be
something
great,
or
yeah.
just like a artist's interpretation?
It's just one of those. I
So
feel
right
like
now designers, so right now it's like I think it's a very early stage concept that these designers have basically put together, and I think they will try to get funding, but who knows if it actually comes to fruition. And who knows if it actually works also,
I mean,
It'll be like Cloud City from
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah.
like Elysium.
Yeah, or Elysium.
You've seen Elysium?
Oh, that Matt Damon movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Where the poor people live
It's
on the
alright.
ground, and then
Yeah,
it's also like Alita Battle Angel. Now that
Yeah.
I think about
Yeah.
so many comparisons.
it's
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
also
What a
a bit
movie
like Tarzan the Wonder Car.
No, it's not.
But
Also,
okay.
like, this is like from Marvel. This is like those Shield cruisers, like it could also be that.
Only thing is they are
Those
working
massive-
in the sky. This is like chill.
Yeah.
It's a cruise.
Yeah, but waiters and all will be working in the sky, so that's the same for them.
No, Antariksh, careful. They are called stewardesses there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Now
don't.
imagine a
I
gay
think that's
party in
also
the
wrong,
sky.
huh?
Wasn't there a
Wait
a
stuff.
show starring this guy? What's his name? The guy who was Dr. House. Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie had a show
Yeah.
which was kind of similar, right? Where they have a fancy space cruise.
No, that was based off of that joke that Donald Trump said. We will have a space force karke.
Oh,
And then they made a show
Oh,
about it, right?
yeah.
that
Yeah,
was a
but
Steve
Hugh Laurie's
Carell
not in
show.
that.
You Laurie,
It's
I
Steve
thought
Carell, yeah.
Steve Carell. I
And
thought
not a great show also.
I'll look this
Yeah,
up.
Not that
bad.
great a show.
Space Force was a
Yeah, guys, please fact check
which
your
is
stuff.
which is the
yeah.
Hugh Laurie one, correct?
Yeah, but
Hugh Laurie is
Anyway.
House MD, guys. You're talking about House MD.
Shut the fuck up. No, he
space
did.
show.
Abbas is right. I've seen him in that costume.
Avenue 5 was
Avenue
the show.
5, correct,
Yeah.
correct. I confused both.
Okay.
Not very
But-
good. Only 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
but
So cancel Space Sky Cruise.
Yeah.
It was like one of those high concept stuff, like back in the day where you'd see all these like modified cars which would have like a whole skyscraper inside or whatever the fuck they would do. It's just one of those which will never come to fruition. There are now this is my
know,
problem
man.
with the news. There's a section of news which is like, hey, conceptually this is great, or like
Yeah, today
or-
is fucked, but
yeah,
tomorrow we might
yeah,
not be.
like hey, like by now I'm sick and tired of how many times a cancer cure has been tested in a lab. Like there's been like, oh, it stopped cancer in rats, it stopped cancer in hamsters. Like except for us, everyone else is
it's all
getting cured.
when the
And-
conspiracy theorists are like, bro, they have cure for AIDS, cancer, everything.
Yeah.
Just not letting it out because
Exactly.
then human population will explode and all of that.
So it's just there's a whole section of the news now. I think that's a beat that someone has to cover on a daily basis,
Yeah.
where they have to go through this sort of highly futuristic things. I don't mind that, but they give us false hope, and I don't like that.
and it should be more problem solving that is pertaining to today, right? Like a sky empire doesn't excite me as much as having every kid getting education or food or water, at least basically, but there's no provision for that.
What party are you joining, Navin?
Naveen, I felt that as well until
Blowjob party.
Oh wow! I felt that as well, but then I have experienced life in a cruise, and it's fucking great. All right,
Do you go to perform?
I got to
He
perform
did,
in a
yeah.
cruise.
I
Oh,
remember.
damn.
She
But
auditioned.
have you guys
How
been
was
on
the
cruises
experience?
otherwise?
The
Yeah.
experience was good for me, but then the audiences, they couldn't jump any. So
Was that your opening joke?
It's the worst awkward thing because you performed bad over there and then you have to be with them.
exactly, you're stuck with them for
Yeah.
that actually happened. In one show I bombed, and then we are meeting each other at the dinner area, and oh, you want some salad? I'm trying to overcompensate for my bad comedy with good
What's the deal with salads,
yeah.
right?
No, I'm literally serving them. Like, hey, I didn't do well with my comedy. Let me help you out with some hospitality instead.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we don't want. We've seen how bad your comedy is. We don't want to fuck up the salad.
Just imagine like the ship is going down and Sriraam is the comic act like the musicians from Titanic.
yeah.
And he has to stay the last punchline. He has to keep
Say
going
that.
on.
Yeah.
Like,
Three men
have
walk
you- have
into
you-
a
yeah.
bar.
Have you seen
Nine
people who
from
do
their
this?
doom.
No, at that point, I think it's better to do crowd work because,
What is an
Yeah.
iceberg? Is he related to Spielberg?
This iceberg is Jewish.
So the Impractical Jokers have a cruise apparently that they
did
do
a
like every
cruise
year.
episode, yeah.
Yeah, so they do this like every year, where and they'll have like their comedian friends on. So like Sal Vulcano from the Impractical Jokers is also a stand-up comic, right? And he has his own podcast and all. So like a lot of New York comics will talk about going on these cruises with them, and apparently it's like lavish as hell. Okay,
Yeah, it's
because Impractical
anything
Jokers
goes.
is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like so then
Is it
there's
bigger?
there's like sections.
Antariksh, is
the-
Impractical Jokers bigger than the Costa Concordia cruise line? What is the... No? Okay.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
No.
Didn't the
I don't
Costa
know what the
Concordia
Costa-
sink? Got stuck at the
No,
coast.
oh, sorry, Carnival Cruise Line, my bad.
Yeah.
Yes, my bad,
See,
my bad.
I know-
sorry.
Wow,
I know-
Navin just out-cruised you.
Yes. Yes, one cruise information I had.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, no, I'm just saying, like, they have different sections for where they will do like their pranks and all. They're like on the ship also. It's like,
Yeah.
That's a
Dude,
good
but
thing.
in
it's
that
in-
case,
I love
you
it,
walk
practical.
into the ship knowing you will be pranked, unlike in real life.
I mean, yeah.
that's one of the
because, like, so
USPs of-
anyone who's
yeah.
coming on that cruise, I imagine, would know the show, right? Yeah, you're right. So I don't know how
Yeah.
exactly it works.
It'll be
Then you
weird.
just, everything that happens, you're like, is this a prank? Are you doing a thing?
Remember when
But-
India tried to do an Impractical Jokers
Oh yeah.
with some of our
yeah.
friends? Remember that time? On
Where
call?
it was scripted.
Yeah, Shaukar was there.
So it was practical jokers.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's not bitch more about
No,
comedy.
but it's insane that like the amount. There's a whole issue around like I think that's why the first thing when they did the CGI of this thing, they had to mention that hey, it's nuclear powered, guys. So
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
your
yeah.
environmental
Like-
concerns, please put in the
So
back
then
burner
they're
for
also
now.
giving us hope that one day the nuclear energy will be used to fly you to the sky rather than
All
blow
these
you
things.
all
up.
of that.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole
Yeah.
issue about how like cruises are environmentally not friendly.
At all.
In fact, like there'd be a whole like announcements that start. At least mine were like, "Hey, we are 100% green and all
Oh
that."
yeah,
It's
Bill
all
Burr has this
bullshit.
bit. No, let's start
What?
drowning cruises.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
the best
that's a
fucking
great
joke.
bit.
Because the right population is there, like the oldies
Yeah,
who have given
yeah,
up on
yeah.
life, just like one by one sing them. That's great, yeah.
It's insane. Like there was, it's a whole like town. I wouldn't say a hotel. It is actually. I should say a hotel. It is an entire like 5-star hotel inside there.
Yeah.
It's just you and you could literally, there were times when you would be in the upper deck, you could see like blue waters, like proper like marine life, and as the cruise goes by you could see like marine life dying in front of you.
You go it's like shit. And it's true.
There's
I was,
also I saw this documentary. There's a group of women who do this thing. They run a cruise, and they specifically get women where abortion in states and places where abortion is
So they take
banned.
them offshore.
They
and
take
then,
them on sea where
Oh.
rules don't apply, and they
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
them
Rules don't apply,
abortions,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they take them back.
That's
And then
So, yeah.
they murder the child out at sea.
that's a good
I mean,
thing.
dolphin food, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's a nice thing.
Whale
I think
blubber.
I think that way it's good, right? When you go offshore, right, you can do everything. You can gamble, you can get abortions.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what-
Yeah.
if anybody's like, what happened? I gave water birth. You know? It's just like
Let's go into a break.
Yeah,
The
let's go-
video
yeah,
package
let's go.
after the break is amazing, guys. Please stay back for that one.
only for video.
Stick around.
Audio people,
Only for the
go
video.
fuck yourself.
All right, still here in Spain with the Spanish Inquisition. No, that's a joke. Just a Spanish report from Spain, because I heard the podcast is really boring. Silverie called me up and said Abbas is, asking him to sit on his lap and the things which are not hygienic and correct to do as a host. So I want to stop all that and distract you for a second. More pure entertainment which we have here on the beaches of Mallorca, say it properly Indian. Lots of famous celebrities from Bollywood. We see, I don't know, I have pictures. In fact, just take a look. There's Preeti Zinta. With the double dimples, Priyanka Chopra, always omnipotent everywhere, always present. I don't know if you remember this Kimi Katkar from the 90s, one of my favorites. Yeah, and I don't know if he's still a big star, but for me, a huge star, Mithun Chakraborty. There on the beaches of Mallorca, dancing, disco station. I heard the lyrics and I cried. Nostalgia immediately. Oh, and Michael Jackson also. Michael Jackson, huge star in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Michael Jackson. I went and asked him for an autograph, but something about being overage and just moved on. Anyway, go back to the studio now and enjoy yourself with Silverie and Abbas. Right.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
The man of the hour.
I like how Cyrus kept getting younger and younger and
Yeah.
everything. So-
I'll tell you what, over the course of that video, I've realized that Cyrus is just Sunil Pal with better skincare routine.
Yes, correct. Hey Cyrus, good
Why
morning.
are the guests failing their exams? Why are they getting repeated every day?
Today
Just
even your
so
rant
guy.
was repeated, Cyrus. Up top. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right
You
decision.
didn't back up enough before going, apparently.
Cyrus, everything.
You
Yeah.
realize. So your explanation is that you don't watch the show in spite of being the producer. So you have no idea.
I'm not the producer. Sparsh is.
Correct.
Cyrus, the thing is, we are recreating yesterday's show today as is. So remember
But
what
today we
you
were on time, Cyrus.
just
Me and
remember what
Silverie.
you said. So I came late. So I'm playing Abbas today. And
Navin is Ayushi.
Navin is Ayushi.
I already gave us ship information.
Oh yeah,
I'm
actually.
Ayushi already.
That makes Abbas Antariksh, I guess.
I
by
guess,
swapping.
yeah.
Antariksh, sorry to say, but you're playing
the
me.
thing is that was my Antariksh impression. Thank you very much.
I'm listening to you.
Next
I
topic.
haven't heard a word, but I'm just trying to get the better position. Keynote.
Like most of our listeners.
Yeah. Better position. Keynote.
Yeah.
What do you want from that? Yeah. All right. Listen,
Cyrus,
guys.
have
you
Give me a
Have you
report.
put gel in your hair?
That's right. I every morning copiously oil, gel, baby oil treatment, a massage happens, headstand, carpet rubbing.
Fancy.
Abbas, you won't understand.
Wow.
Can you let Kunal breathe
Kunal
for a
does
bit?
so much for you.
Let him have a break in this vacation is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Okay,
Cyrus, do you
Yeah.
Say.
Cyrus,
Yeah, that's
do you lather stuff in your head? I like people who lather. I think that's a good thing.
You can because you're a human loofah.
That's a good word.
Lather is a great word. Do you lather,
I think-
Cyrus?
Yeah, that was a great one.
I'm
I'd
trying to
rather
find
not.
a genetic link between Abbas and Sriraam, and I just can't. I just looking at them on screen, and it's just not happening for me. But can I give you my
Somewhere in the
update?
middle. Yeah.
Please.
Yes, Cyrus.
I was trying to give you the update for the last 5 minutes, but everyone
Sorry,
here thinks
sorry.
they're a joker, and each joker wants to present their own joke. So 15 minutes go before the update can be presented. You won't believe my nightmares come true. There has been Nakabandi, like I told you, too much police presence everywhere and all this musty going on. But why? This guy called Joseph Biden, who may or may not run USA, he's here.
Is it France?
Oh,
what?
to
And
meet
there's a
you.
NATO meeting.
Oh,
So they're
he
being
came to meet you, Cyrus.
Is it NATO or a
Are you going
G7?
to pee next to him also now?
Or is it
Wait,
G6?
guys, I'm giving you time to make your repartee and I'm enjoying it totally, but I just want to finish my point.
Yes.
Which is it's exactly like Bombay police with better accents. Yesterday they were stopping people. They were pushing people off the road and they shut one road. One guy came and spoke in Spanish really in a derogatory way to an elderly citizen who was crossing the road in a red light. And so there's a huge presence. And it happened. Just look at my luck. I'm like a magnet. Wherever I go, these bloody VIPs misbehave. Wherever I go. What is wrong with this Joseph Biden? Now each one can have their repartee.
So, Cyrus, have you come across any muggings or something?
That's your
Because
joke.
you were just talking about Anu
I stepped
Kapoor.
off
No,
that. I
you
gave
were
you
just
the
talking
floor.
about.
I backed the hell off. I pulled out. Police from Iraq.
You set him up for this, by the way.
Yeah,
You were like,
really.
As a
Silverie, you
follow-up,
go
Give
first.
them tuitions, yaar, before they come out. This is nonsense.
As a follow-up to Antariksh's question, Cyrus,
Sriraam.
is there any
Pressure.
Maganlal chikki available there?
Yes, then.
And will you bring us back some?
That's it.
Where I am,
That's
you go straight and right, and all you do is to do. Okay, just
but I think the point though, Cyrus, is that irrespective of where you are, I think Nakabandis are a truth. It's just that the people for whom the Nakabandis are happening become more and more important. At
So the
least it's no
secularism
longer
of
being
Nakabandi.
stopped. At least it's no longer being stopped for a corporator in Mira Road. It is for
Right.
Biden, and that's
That's right.
nice.
So the secularism of your point, which began funny and then went wherever it went, that's fine. That's what we are on the podcast. But I would like to come back to Silverie's very interesting, acute observation, which is true. We were warned about muggings and this kind of stuff that
Yes.
after the pandemic, Latin Europe especially, has been very aggressive. Like, I won't get into racism, but they're saying the people who are not ethnic of the country come here and misbehave, etc. How do I say this correctly, Sriraam? We have enough friends in the world anyway as
I don't think we have
Yeah.
an image to look out
Yeah.
for. Just say it.
No, listen, exactly. And then, so day one, like poor Indian middle class tourists, hiding everything, putting it in a safe and all that. By day three,
Yeah.
I think we became the guys who were robbing. Just walking around with it.
It's
I don't
become
know.
part of the culture.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys ever feel this, but every time you travel outside, Indians come with a bad reputation, right? So you have to compensate for it. So I end up tipping an extra 10%. Just so that, hey guys, I'm not one of them, all right? In fact, I am Sri
Yeah.
Lankan.
You'll have to lose the hair, bro. Yeah. It's not
I'm not
gonna work.
convincing anyone.
But they've, having said that, Spain has been not very racist or anything like that. People are very friendly. Language is an issue here and there, but people are friendly. I got to say that they help you as much as they can. You don't get a bad vibe from people on the road and all that. Like you get somewhere, I won't name places. There are places where your skin color and that kind of thing. You suddenly realize you're Indian. It's horrible. Being a rich Indian in urban India, you rarely realize that. You know, but once you step out, so that's a good thing. Abbas, you are safe here. Let me tell you, it's all good. Yeah. They welcome us here. You can eat what you want, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Totally.
Now tell us about what's happening at home. Has the Maharashtra government fallen, or what's the final?
The latest is that they haven't paid bills in Surat. That's why they went to Guwahati. I laughed so hard. There's like a lot of alcohol. Yeah, alcohol bills are pending, food bills are pending, and I'm like, that's so Maharashtra.
Wait, alcohol bill you said?
Yeah,
alcohol
of course.
What?
What would some 30 plus MLAs do in a hotel?
Alcohol bills in a dry state.
In a dry state, of course. You know,
that's great.
If it finds a way, and then they're like, either
Here's the question.
It's going to Assam.
Navin, who picks up the bill? Who's supposed? I'm confused.
That's what's pending. The hotels are chasing. They're like,
the government does all this.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful part.
Money pays for
the thing is, who do they bill? Because there's
that's
no
what
floor
I'm asking you.
There's no
who
floor
do they
test.
bill?
That's what I said. There's no floor test yet. So we'll get to know on 11th who the invoice is to be sent to.
Aam Aadmi Party should get the bill, I think.
That's a very good point. So whoever pays on time,
I think
the MPs.
It's the other way around. Whoever has the majority will have to foot the bill, and that's the major breaking point now between the two sides. You know, like who is going to foot the bill?
Look, they've gone from Surat to Guwahati. From Guwahati, they say, let's go to Singapore next or something. You know, I mean, what if they just want to tour a lot?
I wish they go to Singapore because they'd finally realize what good governance is. So,
plus they can't say Hindutva there, so it's going to be.
They can't come back from Singapore.
I mean, in Singapore, they can arrest them for bad grooming, which means Sriraam, you and me too. Better be careful.
Eknath Shinde has a tough time ahead, yeah.
But rather better Sentosa Island than Guwahati, no? To be cooped up.
Rather what?
Sentosa Island in Singapore.
Sentosa, great theme park, Sentosa Island.
Sentosa is okay for like
Cyrus in this same episode, Silverie has told us he's been to France and Singapore.
And he ran behind a bus.
And got his wallet stolen.
Yeah, his socio-economics are all over the place.
Want to talk to his travel agent? Yeah. Why plan Singapore and France together? Not exactly neighboring countries.
We didn't.
When he got mugged, he just went to Singapore quietly. He's like, I don't have money for France.
Yeah.
But Cyrus got mugged in Bombay though.
On his way to the airport. Okay,
to the bus.
I've got breaking news.
Yeah.
I broke the specs.
This one also.
Oh, again. Yeah. Congrats.
How you broke it?
Wow.
Can you see?
So makeshift. Okay.
I don't know.
No, not really.
We can't see the specs.
One leg is smaller. Can you see
the tape? Have you taped this up as well?
Beautiful.
See, the one leg is smaller.
This is nice.
One leg and this is
how did you break it? Did you sit on it or something? How did you break it? Did you sit on it?
Well, yeah, I sat on it.
Antariksh, the things that Cyrus does with his specs.
I don't know, like, I mean, you have to break it somehow. How do they break?
Can you explain it to the audio people? The others.
Yeah, so basically, one of the legs of Cyrus's spectacles is shorter than the other.
To the audio people also is doing a visual thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah.
Also,
oh, Jesus.
Guys, I'm on team.
No, he's like, hey, audio people, I'm also blind about this concept.
I know, but
we apologize.
Yeah, but I did describe it.
I'm on team Antariksh on this one because Cyrus was like, Antariksh, can you explain to the audio people what sort of weird interlocutor Doordarshan situation are you in, Cyrus? That, hey, when you need to explain to audio people, Antariksh will take over now.
Yeah, Antariksh goes to radio medicine. Yeah. Look, I'm on radio.
On their Monday morning meeting, Silverie gets fired for doing too much visual stuff. He used to show video after video to kill time and not
I was told, nobody fires me, but I was told this was like we'd come to an agreement we will try more video stuff, we will see how that works and all, but then that actually breaks the momentum.
That was only fancy.
But there was Sriraam, one of our best shows was where we were hardly featured. There were like 9 videos back to back, a few references here and there.
The video for this, the green screen video for this one was also hilarious. Anybody listening on audio, please go to YouTube and
go to YouTube.
Yeah,
help with the monetization.
Thanks for telling them 45 minutes later.
It's nice. Yeah.
So we do one more topic.
Cyrus, sorry, just to end the thing, I think the Maharashtra government, The Maharashtra government
क्या कमाला कर रहे हो आप?
will the floor test will happen exactly on the day you land here. So you are welcomed here with another Naka
When you come
Bandi.
back, there'll be section 144 ABC.
Yeah.
So do I go
Biden
to
also you're handling, then Maharashtra government also you're
do I go to the
handling.
Vidhan Sabha, Guwahati or Surat? Where do I go? What's my
Go to Nepal. Right now, they are happy.
Hey, Nepal is great, bro.
But
Oh,
Nepal,
Yeah, exactly.
You come to
They
Matoshri,
just
Cyrus.
banned Pani Puri.
Nepal banned
Kathmandu
Pani Puri
Kathmandu
though.
just banned
Yeah.
Pani Puri. Yeah.
What?
Nepal
Because of
just
some
ban-
bacteria that is
ban-
found in the
No,
Pani
save
Puri
water,
water there.
save water.
Yeah.
Just have the puri, don't have the pani. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
but
basically they found
they have
some,
Himalayan water,
some
dude. What-
cholera causing
I like the
bacteria.
way instead of going with the humor, we're all thinking of it as a scientific fact now. Let's just work with it.
Yeah.
For it. Yeah. I mean,
So one more story though is that Ben Affleck's son,
Yeah.
his name is Samuel.
So that-
Son Affleck.
Ben Affleck's son crashed a rented Lamborghini that
3
Ben
crore
Affleck
worth.
and J-Lo, 3 crore worth. They banged it into a BMW. So a Lamborghini,
2 crore.
the son banged into a
That's
BMW.
Punjabi song somewhere, I think.
Wow, poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how old is
Lamborghini
And
Ben
BMW
Affleck's
के
son?
साथ.
10-year-old.
Okay,
It's a 10-year-old son.
Sriraam, we don't
Samuel.
have
was
the
driving.
We don't have the visual, but what we can do is
Must have been like
Abbas will dive
reversing
into
here
Silverie
and there, you know.
and recreate it.
Silverie
Yeah,
is
Sounds
fine.
very wrong.
I'm the Lamborghini. I'm just saying.
Your 3-year-old son.
Wait, I don't get why was Ben Affleck's 10-year-old son driving a
he
Lamborghini?
put it in gear
So
by mistake.
he
Oh, by
just-
mistake.
Yeah.
Acha.
So
Don't
We've all
know.
been there.
But
These
dude,
celebrities
we've all
are
done
dependent
that.
on
Even
people
they
who
ban
hire
dad's
drivers.
car.
Just get a minor to drive.
See, if this was India and his father was a very influential industrialist,
Yeah,
probably the
stop
richest
it.
person.
He'd get his hands on Reliance Jio next. You know.
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
I don't like
One
this.
more topic covered.
No,
Topic
but
done. Next.
I saw something similar. I saw something similar as well happen on my way here. It was a Skoda that banged into a Sandro.
Wait, this is going to be funny.
I
It's a
take
long
it back.
setup. It's worth
Was
it for the
Skoda
listener.
that banged into a?
Lord.
Into a,
No,
Let me repeat it.
no, once more, Abbas. Skoda that banged into a what? Can we do it again?
What did
So your joke goes
Antariksh
Cyrus
left.
away.
Bang, bang.
Antariksh left.
Antariksh left at that, and I don't blame him.
He's gone a super
Do you
speed
blame
over here.
Antariksh for leaving?
Sorry, what did the Skoda bang
I
into?
just realized
Yeah.
Antariksh, the man known as Silverie, is not in the studio.
No, he
he's
has
not.
103 fever.
Yeah. He's coming to you, Cyrus.
Yeah, not a student.
You can't just make up numbers.
I woke up today with 100 fever.
Antariksh, there's a lag in your audio. We can
Why
hear
do
your
we even
lips
bother with
moving.
this?
The lag happens because I'm criticizing Silverie not being in the studio, which means something is afoot. There's something fishy going on. I like Sriraam's
He's
stories because they
frozen.
don't have any videos. They're always safe for the audio people. People of audio.
No.
Audio people would be another word for India. The audio people. You have to listen to everyone. That's the whole story. We are the audio people.
Shit.
Bolo.
No,
What
Sorry,
happened?
why are you bunking? I'm in Spain. What's your excuse?
I'm not bunking.
He's in pain.
So I am working from home, but I have 103 fever, basically. I woke up again with fever, man. I can't help it.
But you
Yeah,
look
103.
great.
Okay,
Thanks,
Antariksh.
Absolutely
Antariksh.
Thanks, Cyrus.
But that's the thing.
Thanks,
Like,
Cyrus.
he looks
I
busted
just- I
every
look-
day, so
I
you
look
can't
good
tell when he's
regardless of
sick.
what I do.
Antariksh, there's a Fitbit on
What's
your
Navin
wrist.
saying? I can't hear, bro. What, Navin?
I said he
What,
looks
what?
busted every day, so once he's sick, you can't tell the difference. That's the same thing with me looking high all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm
But
just
really,
generally high.
guys, does he look sick? He doesn't look sick at all.
That's what I was going to say.
How does
Antariksh-
one look
So,
sick,
I'm-
Cyrus?
I don't know, 103 will bring you down a little bit. Your
He's got
weakness,
fever
if
and
you
he's got
laugh,
sweat. I was,
like,
man.
92 doesn't.
So the fever. So I took medicine like an hour back, and I sweated through it.
This generic
and,
medicine
just
also
in
is a
time for this.
little dubious. No?
What medicine you took?
It's like, stomach ache kind of excuse for not coming in. I don't
Cyrus,
know.
you cannot be late for work if you don't leave for work in the first place. So,
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, correct. I was on time today.
And Silverie thought you were on his side.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that sick enough, Cyrus? He coughed.
Super
I don't
report. Super. Give us one more.
Yeah, one.
One
Yeah.
more. So there's
Clearing my throat.
empathy in the room. Nice.
Nicely done, yeah.
That was a
Section
Punjabi
that last
cough.
one.
that was a hum aapke hai kaun cough.
Like it was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was like Huzur, main bimar hu.
AMS guys.
Dr. Sriraam, final word, Dr. Sriraam. What do you think?
Antariksh,
What did the Skoda bang into?
Yeah, what the hell?
It was actually a Gand, not a lot.
Standards
Such
of
high
this show.
quality stuff.
I thought I brought it down and then Sriraam comes
I don't
along.
know.
You don't need me to come back on the show.
Yeah,
The show is
it's just
thinking on its
I
own.
know.
You don't need me to help you.
This is what's keeping Antariksh on.
But Antariksh, when
Yes.
tomorrow your face comes
Yes.
in the obituaries, boy, are these guys going to regret it, you know?
I know,
Some
right?
people still ask me,
I
was
wish.
he on time?
The comment section will be like, I never said this, but I actually preferred Silverie over Abbas.
And that will be from Sarah. And that will really help.
Hey, but
that'll really
hey,
hurt
this is
my-
so great. Like it's the Mount Rushmore of IVM producers in here today.
Without
That's
you.
true.
It is.
Yeah.
Fuck the other
is.
ones who are not here.
Cyrus,
Shall I explain the
Cyrus,
joke to
something
Silverie?
fun happened yesterday.
Yes,
okay,
please.
sorry.
Cyrus, describe.
Something fun
No,
happened
Cyrus,
yesterday
to
with
America.
Sarah Lama.
Cyrus, for our audio viewers, can you please describe
Audio
Mount
viewers.
Rushmore?
It's a white guy is carved into stone, bro. It's not a big deal.
You know what's the weirdest thing? As a kid, I used to think that Mount Rushmore just existed like that.
Like
Yeah.
that, yeah. That's
You know,
natural
like,
formation.
Every time a new
Yeah.
person comes, the base
Yeah,
forms
that's
on the
what, like
rocks.
the mountain
Earth.
actually like
It's connected to the
that's
White
how it-
House, yeah.
That's
That's
how it
how the
reveals the
nature
next,
came
yeah,
up.
One sec.
reveals the next
You thought
president.
there was Pali Hill and top hill because there was the Mount Rushmore. There was like a
Yeah.
row thing. Yeah, I get it.
Like
it.
same
Thought
with
the
like-
mountain was
that.
naturally carved like the
Yeah.
face of the
Yeah,
president.
I believe the Statue of Liberty was a lady who was put in wax and carved. I really believe that.
Navin,
when I was
be
young.
careful. This is a guy who told us his Skoda banged into a gang. So I'm just warning you. Just be careful. Don't set him up again.
It's a great new Tata product.
It's a
that's in the
Bengali
market.
song.
Yeah.
Silverie, should we do AMAs?
It's a gun.
Bro,
Let's do
I
one
think
topic.
we're going
Let's do
to
one topic.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Navin, what do you?
Sriraam being all like,
Hey,
Hey,
"This is
Navin,
your
what,
topic,
listen,
guys."
no, because I want to talk about the Oslo gun attack.
Oh yeah, the Norway.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who
Gunman
went into
shot
a pub,
up,
huh?
the Oslo,
Why do you want to talk about it,
pub.
though?
Yeah, pub.
I mean, it's kind of recall of the Pulse
Yeah,
attacks.
that's true.
Hey,
Pearl
don't talk
episode.
about any pain in Europe. I'm too close. Let's go back to the AMAs.
This
Yeah.
is Norway, Russia's colony, Cyrus. So don't-
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's in
Fair enough.
Scandalvania.
Yeah.
Soon to be.
But
Scandalvania.
But Naveen, as because you belong to the community, what I want to ask you, because the attack happened in like a pub, right? Is it okay to go out drinking for us? No, sorry.
Street
No.
people are fine.
Okay,
if I have to
I'll
gauge it.
tell you what the issue was, that how when the gunman was of Iranian descent, right? And he moved to Norway when he was 12 and he's 41 now, I think. So they were quick to label it a terror attack. Now there's a thin line between a hate crime when a white guy does it and everything else is a terror attack.
Okay, what does a hate crime cause? Terror, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Generally, yeah.
There's always a sort of disassociation when it's a ethnic minority.
Okay,
It's
so
going to
you're
be
trying
called
to
a
split
terror.
hairs
This is nothing
on the
new.
fact that whether it's a religious issue or whether
No,
it's a
Sriraam,
that.
Sriraam is very right. They do this all the time. Sriraam is right.
Yeah,
absolutely
none
right.
of the school shooters is
Yeah,
ever
they are not
labeled a
terrorists.
terrorist. Yeah.
There was another.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like this one? There was a airplane. There's a pilot who crashed into a
Bro.
mountain, right?
Bro, he killed people. Why are you finding empathy with the shooter?
It's not that. I think it's not the specifically the shooter. It's just the fact that how things are reported and how these things start to change perceptions. So there was also a lot of.
But I think it would be insensitive of us to raise it right now. We'll wait 3 or 4 days and
So
then
you're
ask the
saying-
question about whether
I
the
mean,
labels are right.
I agree with Naveen. A hate crime is also a terrorist
Exactly,
act.
it should.
right?
Or I mean,
You're
yeah,
saying it should
yeah.
be called terror regardless of the
It
ethnicity
is,
of the
yeah,
person.
exactly. Because there's always because he is of Iranian descent. There's an association that anything that comes out of the Middle East with a hate crime tag should
Yeah.
be just labeled terror.
But right now, that's what's
So,
happening
yeah,
in India
so-
also.
but
Right
Sriraam
now,
is exactly
like,
right.
with the whole Udaipur incident that's happened
Yeah.
with the beheading of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, now the news will just go with like, oh, 2 Muslim men killed a Hindu guy without the
Yeah,
context of
yeah.
like what the background is and what fucking Nupur Sharma will say and will trickle down to these common people and blood will be spilled like that, right?
Yeah.
Like same with like the Iranian guy's mental psyche, philosophy, all of that comes into picture right now. Same with the Pulse attack, the guy who killed him was of a different descent,
Yeah.
and that's when the same repeat of this happened. But irrespective of whether you blow up with a vest or you go out with the intention of shooting people, you're causing terror, you're causing harm, right? exactly what happens is after the fucking thing, when people have died, everybody's lost their lives. Then now right wing are playing this whole. What do we call them, guys? What do we call them? It's a
like
terror
that
attack.
Ram Bhakt guy who went and fired a gun at the Shaheen Bagh protest.
Yeah.
He's also a terrorist.
Yeah, and he's free now. Unlike
But
Zubair.
what about our
No,
show?
but that's what like.
So
But
is our show labeled a hate crime?
like how
Is that show what?
it's a terror attack. Our show is a terror attack, Cyrus.
This is just very sensitive.
Good.
Yes.
Take him down once again.
I don't want to be associated with
quickly go to the
terrorists.
AMS.
I don't want to be
I
associated with
was
terrorists.
stream with audio only. They just informed us.
I just, on a personal level, if you ask me, if I can go to a nightclub, have a great night, and then die and not have to go back home drunk, I'll be happy.
And not have a hangover.
And not have a hangover, I'll be very happy. I'll be, fuck this, I'm done.
Oddly, the
I'm
pub
not
was
going to
called.
give you Uber a rating when you're drunk, which I believe is not easy.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
so difficult.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Okay, guys, quick AMAs. I really have to
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
AMS,
yeah.
yes. AMS. The first one comes from Avranil Paul, who says, hi, IVM family, and happy holidays, Dr. Brocha. He says, at Navin, of all the movies and TV shows about queer relationships, which one do you think has portrayed it the best, both socially and emotionally? What do
Pose
you think about
on Fox FX. Pose is really good. Please watch it. There's so many people I still speak to, they haven't seen it. It's about the 80s Harlem ball culture where Hispanic and black kids used to have their own little soiree because they were not accepted by white gays. There's also Looking on HBO, which is really great about how queer men maneuver relationships. And last one, Fire Island, just recently came out. It's a movie with Joel Kim Booster and Bowen Yang, all gay actors. Really good.
What's the third one?
Fire Island. Like it's a
Island, okay.
actual island where gays conglomerate every summer to basically have parties and all the blowouts happen. And
What
that's
about-
Oh, this is not Fire Festival.
no, it's Fire Island. And this is the life I
Here
lived
you
in.
do get what you
That
expect.
was on an island.
Yeah, this is the life I lived in Australia, so it's very precious to me that you can
Right.
Cyrus is saying
be
something.
very openly queer. Yeah.
I'm representing
Yes,
a Congress, but as just like them, I'll just keep falling out of the frame.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly say there's a show from my time, Sriraam and I, when we were young, and used to play with each other's things. Starsky and
Called
Hutch.
Hello Friends.
Starsky and Hutch.
Hello Friends is also a great.
Hello,
Yeah,
friends starts off.
Starsky and Hutch, and more recently RRR, guys. RRR is getting like this weird cult fame on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's a queer movie, and I approve of it. It's a
It's
great
not
movie.
that.
I watched
It's
it,
not that.
but
It's just-
Great movie.
It's
Oh,
just-
God.
it's just the thing is,
It's
I know
homoeroticism
as much
max.
as I'd like more queer representation in mainstream India, the amount of man love that they show in RR is just the average South Indian. So
Yeah, but it's good.
So
It's
you mean
healthy.
to say the average South Indian is partly
we have
gay?
always, in fact, I would say that
Okay.
The lungi is a
mostly-
gateway to homosexuality. Is what I would say.
Okay, stop it there. Stop it there. Yeah, we'll go-
I'm just
we'll
gonna
cross
say,
the line.
I'm South Indian
That's
also,
not
so I
done.
can say
That's
that.
not done.
Just-
I mean, just
Guys,
be sure wherever your barber shop is, Naveen, I'll
Yes.
come to behead you today. All right?
Literally, I'm
I'm
going
not
to
showing
barber
up
after
with a
this.
nuclear arsenal barber shop, I tell you. Okay, listen, guys, I really have to go. I'm getting fired here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you on
No worries,
Friday.
Cyrus.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
traveling, so I won't be
Yes.
there. I'll be in the plane.
All right.
Okay?
I mean,
Sure.
Cyrus, don't use
Sure.
that old
Alright.
I'm
Sure.
traveling and being in a plane excuse. Okay, to not come
What-
to the
what?
podcast. Don't use that
What-
old
what-
I'm going
what?
to be.
But you're back in Bombay, no?
I'm back in Bombay. Friday, I'll be there. From home, I'll do it.
Thank God.
Okay.
But Sriraam, why were you here twice in a row? I still don't get it. What the hell happened? The gig got
I wish you
cancelled?
never complained for Sriraam. You're complaining.
Yeah.
Visually, little more entertaining.
Yeah. I tried to
Honestly-
compete. I shaved today, but I guess
Really? But
nothing.
there's no point shaving the lower
not-
body in this kind of podcast. Really? Okay,
Yeah.
guys, from Spain is
Okay,
bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
See you on
Bye,
Friday.
guys.
Have a nice day.
Podcast, people want you to stop. Bye.
You have an alarm for
Yes,
11
yes,
11 a.m. Sriram. You just-
Not 11. I have
this
an
alarm
alarm.
just went
Is this
I
when
have
you're
an alarm
supposed to
for
wake
every. No, I have an
Every
alarm.
hour.
No, at 11, technically I'm supposed to clock in.
That's when the time should be. Okay, next
Let's
AMA.
take
All right.
two
Next
more
question
questions. Yeah.
comes in from Abraham Ooman.
Ooh.
Has asked, Happy
Ooman.
International Mud Day, guys. He says, who comes up with these days? If you wanted to come up with some unique day, what would it be and why?
For the audio listeners, Antariksh's video is glitching big time. Antariksh, did you pre-record
Yeah.
this?
Happy International Mud Day.
I did.
If
It's
you
all
wanna come up with a
pre-recorded,
unique
and
day.
I've predicted all of your responses.
Is this the day when like we all celebrate the famous Matthew McConaughey movie Mud?
Mud.
Yeah.
No, Navin, it's a day where you celebrate the famous neighborhood of Bombay, Mud.
Mud.
Right?
Who comes up with
Come
these
to my
days?
land.
Who comes up with these Hallmark, Kachis, all those guys?
all these
yeah.
the car companies.
But
Yeah.
Antariksh, you said you predicted what our days will be.
No, I said I predicted your responses.
So-
That's why this is all pre-recorded.
That way.
But I like how
He's the
Abraham's display picture is him in the that what's the thing?
Hollywood star, Walk
Hollywood,
of Fame.
The Hollywood star.
Yeah, with his name. Beautiful.
What Abraham? Abraham Lincoln?
No,
has a
it's
star?
Uman. Abraham Uman. It
Like
is the
Uman
most.
Chandi,
Uman himself.
He's the most
Kerala
famous
chief
Malayali
minister.
actor in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Uman
yeah.
Chandi was a chief minister
Yes,
also,
yeah.
no?
Oh,
I like my
guys,
woman like I like my men.
I think they came up with International Mud Day after they saw the Rekha and Akshay Kumar dance.
Oh
What?
yeah.
From
Bharo
Khiladi.
Mang Meri Bharo.
Mang Meri Bharo.
What?
Mud wrestling they do, na? Forgot?
I haven't
Sriraam,
Have
iconic
you
moments.
seen Doom with Tata Young and John Abraham? They do the same thing in that also.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're in mud. I see too much mud dance for some reason.
That's
Mine
why it's
will be,
people like you who
Make
end
it-
up celebrating Mud Day.
I like
alright?
earthiness. Like, when I was a kid, my mom tells me I would go in the piles of sand, which they keep outside buildings, and you have like clay balls, right, within those sands. And you can hit them on the wall and see which one sticks and doesn't fall down. So that was my favorite thing. So they would take me anywhere to my relatives or whatever. I would go like into my banyan and chaddi and find a pile of sand and play in that. Now I hate it, of course, but as a child, I was obsessed with mud.
I hate sand. It gets it's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Mine would be International Stay-at-Home Day, where you just chill at home, don't do anything.
That's the day that you want to have.
I do that all the time.
Well, I
I
have taken
celebrate
it
all
now.
the time. Yes, it's great.
What
Okay.
would be yours, Sriraam?
All right.
There's a question for me. I'm performing for Cognizant today. Just to answer your question, Vishal, I am doing that gig today. Yeah, I actually came to IVM to collect the webcam for the show only, and happened to be in the podcast. Win for all of
Cyrus
us.
says it's just incidental.
You're performing Cognizant.
There should
That is
be
so
an-
nice.
Yeah.
Ask their HR to respond to my emails.
Are you gay in Pride Month? Shut the fuck up, dude.
No, for
Fucking
like,
trying to come for my gig.
I'm something which unites us even more. Desperate for a job. I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah.
Cognizant, ignore that email.
When you
It
don't
was
clock
just-
in at 11 a.m., they're going to fire you anyway.
Yeah, they're cognizant of your efforts.
I actually enjoy the place that I work in right now.
Okay.
honestly.
in
Yeah.
Gurgaon. Yeah, sure.
They're not watching this, Sriraam.
That's
Be
why.
honest.
That's why I'm being honest. They aren't watching it. There's no like ulterior motive for me. Yeah. Anyways,
Alright.
go on.
Next, Grim Fandango has asked, any ghost stories that the panelists or the anchors would like to share?
ये
on-
होजे वाला stream बना रहा है इसको.
I have shared some ghost
एक ही
stories
तो
in the
question,
upcoming
yeah.
season of Vartalab. So wait for that.
There
My
you
stories
go.
are
Yeah.
there.
So
Like
I
a true
guess,
podcaster, he has
I'm
plugged
already
his
done
show.
so, yeah.
I mean, I'm really scared
Yeah.
of listening to Naveen's ghost story in Vartalab.
Oh
so
shit!
that's
Recently we were in. Okay, I have a new story. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
I was in
wow.
Assam
Alright.
like literally 2 weeks ago, and we were in a tribo. Okay, tribo, one of those very bad organized. Like like if you ask for water, they forget that you had asked for water. Even though it's only 2 floors. Okay, it's like second floor and third floor of a building. Okay, and when we went there, the people around us, the friends who knew us, were like, "This hotel is haunted," and we're like, "Okay, just saying it or whatever."
Oh, cool.
And
Wait, does that reduce the prices of the hotel or does that increase the
it makes
prices
it
of the
expensive
hotel?
because you're sharing a
Tariff.
room also with somebody. So. Technically, you have to chime in.
That should make it cheaper, no?
No, dude, because it's
The sharing
it's
should make it
experience. You go to
experience,
Disneyland
yeah.
and go to Ghost House for free or what? You'll have to, have to. Anyways,
Okay,
so
fair.
I was like, whatever, we're doing our own thing because we're not like when we're going for recce work for shoots, especially. You're not in the hotel. You're just packing your bags and you're literally doing the shoot recce's and you're coming back at night. Okay, so on 16th morning, I was supposed to leave back for Bombay, and 3 a.m. I've kept an alarm because I have to catch a 5 a.m. flight or whatever. So everything is fine. I take a bath and everything, and they have these sliding doors for the thing. Like usually they have one sliding door. Here it's a double sliding door that comes together like this, okay? And I have to open it like this. And every time I would do that, the sliding door would close by itself, dude. Like the weirdest, creepiest, and it's not supposed to. Like it's at some time it would stay open.
Yeah.
But the last night I left, both doors just like bang together, dude. Like out of somebody doing it with force, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I'm like, "Sir, please do it," like that. So it was crazy. I don't feel like that was a haunting.
Yeah,
But,
something
but
creepy.
at 3
No,
a.m.
it's a
something
bad
moves.
hotel. Yeah, but
If something moves at 3 a.m., your guard is fathoed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
true.
That's the reality.
Hmm.
What next?
And with that,
Let's So the thing is, I have like one very eerie story that I've already shared earlier on the show, I think twice. So I don't want to say it again.
But nobody here has heard
But
it.
that could be the recurring story that we have, over the course of our episodes.
So,
Have you heard
okay,
it,
I'll
Rishi?
say it then. I'll do a quick
Rishi
one.
also wants
Rishi
to
I
She's
haven't
heard
heard.
everything.
Antariksh, I haven't heard it. Yeah,
Rishi
please.
used to think that we, after we go home also, he might
okay.
us any years, like
So,
when we jerk off and stuff.
Huh.
Okay, so again, I'm sure I've said this before on the show, but do you guys know what the term creepy pasta means?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. So basically, they are. It's a nonsense word, but it describes a horror story that has been propagated through the internet.
Reddit
That
is the
spread
one that
through
made
the
famous, and people have an entire chain where they post their stories on Reddit, where creepypasta
Exactly.
has a subreddit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some very famous creepypastas exist. Like Slender Man is one of the
Yeah.
most famous ones. There's something called The Rake, something called Jeff the Killer, Smile Dog. All these, like you would have heard these stories, but you wouldn't know these are creepypastas. Okay. And so one day, me and my friend Sridhar was sitting in my car, and we were just happened to talk about creepypastas, this horror stuff and whatever. And we talk about Slender Man, we talk about all these other things that I mentioned. And then we move on to other topics.
Can I
like
ask
for
a question?
another good 30, 40
Were
minutes.
you under the
Yes,
influence
please.
of something while you were hanging out with Sridhar?
Friendship.
I'm always
Okay.
under the influence of friendship,
Friendship.
Okay.
and love.
Continue.
So basically, we talked about creepypastas for about 10 minutes or something. Like it was a small part of the conversation. Then we moved on to other things, like a good 35,
Like
40,
actual
maybe even an
pastas.
hour. We talked about other things.
Yeah.
Actual pasta, food and all. Okay. And then suddenly, after like an hour, okay, of us just sitting there and chilling or whatever, my phone suddenly goes, "Sorry, could not find results for Slender Man."
Hmm.
Okay. So the entire time, all my phone somehow, I had not even said okay, Google or whatever. Somehow the only thing it heard was the term Slender Man from the entire conversation we had. We talked about a million other things, dude.
Mm.
But just that. So like extremely eerie for sure. And we freaked out. Like, dude, what are the odds of this
Slenderman ka
happening?
SEO must
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. If
I guess
if
so.
you're a group of friends just drive around creepy streets of Goa, and there's a podcast called Kya Wo Sach The? Sach Hai? Kya Wo Sach Tha? There's a podcast. It's a horror podcast. Just Google it.
Okay.
And it's the production is really good. Like I've produced a horror podcast for IVM back in the day. Zara Cough Se Suno. But I would be behooved if I said that was better, because that Kya Wo Sach Hai is much better. It's very fucking creepy.
Okay, wow.
Their opening track only is the creepiest thing you'll ever hear.
What creepy thing
Okay.
is happening here?
This one.
What
Rishi,
the
stop
fuck, dude? What
freaking
the
us out.
Sorry, I think that's
There's sound in the background.
I think that might be. I think that's the construction
it's
going
time
on
to call
outside
this
my window.
podcast off. It's turned into some
Talking about the podcast, quickly. Navin, talking about the podcast that Kya Wo Sach Hai. There used to be a radio show called Ek Kahani Aisi Thi. And that was really good. I would listen to it at like 1 at night while driving down RA
Yeah.
and freak the
That's
fuck out.
stupid. Yeah.
But it used to be really
Ari
good.
is Miss Famous for that same like, white lady with the reverse legs.
Yeah, who asked for
Exactly that.
Idiots, dude.
Am I allowed to say? Am I allowed to say the threshold of all of us getting scared is really low? Where that door
Fine,
shutting.
brave guy.
I mean, you moved to Gurgaon and came back, so
That's
you
fine.
tell me. Bitch.
I've seen horror, man.
Horror man is just another guy walking towards you in Gurgaon.
Actual murders.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I'm mostly numb to most shit, because when I was in 6th grade, I don't know if I've told this on the podcast, I saw my building watchman beheaded on the street. I'm going to school in the morning, and he was like freshly murdered. Like it's just like just a matter of fact kind of way.
Why?
Like a robbery situation?
No, it was so he had his wife who lived with him in our building only, and the watchman is given the quarters behind, right? People knew who killed him also, like the local dudes, two sons who are both like ugly and fat. They are the ones who like would try and hit on her, mac on her, and then when he defended, tried to like be like, what the fuck? And then because he's from that community in Nepal where they're like, if you come for my wife, he took out this knife or some very sharp object essentially. These guys were like, next morning we'll come and fucking kill you. So he was probably going out to get milk or something, just like murdered. And I'm just going to school. It's a matter of fact kind of thing when we grew up in Bhayandar. Like there were gang wars, there were like all these murders, and it was like it's a normal thing, you know. It's the fear of the unknown that really scares you, really. It's like what you see is there. Like people falling off trains, getting cut into two, all of this I've seen in Bombay. But when you don't see that is when it scares you, I feel, more than anything else. Stop looking at me
Answer
like
that, Sriraam. Now what do you think
Now what
about
do you
our
think?
threshold?
Yeah, bitch.
You know, once I actually killed 8 people, guys. Yeah, I'm scary. Boo. I don't know how to top
You
that.
confess it on
I
Cyrus
don't know how to top that, man. Like just, I mean,
No, we're
Navin
not talking about killing of boredom. We're talking about actual killing.
that I kill every day. Like,
I think we should wrap up the show.
I feel, yeah.
On a depressing note.
On the note of boredom, we should wrap it.
No.
Yeah, dude, I'm losing my head over
On the
this.
note of Sriraam admitting to killing 8 people, let's call this show.
All right, bye guys. See you tomorrow.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.